Hello dear students, in this subject water resource engineering, today I'll continue that module, that hydrograph, but I'll start a new chapter, that is floods. So in this chapter we'll discuss about this flood protection, we'll discuss about mass flow curve, duration curve, frequency studies, flood flows, that we'll discuss. Okay, so in this chapter we'll discuss this duration curve, mass flow curve, flood flows, this frequency studies, statistical analysis, okay, methods of flood control. These things we'll discuss. In this chapter, this is the new chapter, and in the next chapter we'll discuss flood routing and reservoir routing. Okay. So first, what is flood? Flood is nothing but the high stage in a river, the level at which the river overflows its banks and inundates the adjoining area. Like here in this picture, this is the floodplain. This is the floodplain area. Okay. So after cross section, if the floodplain, the river, the water is more than this floodplain, is over the floodplain, then we can say it is a flood. Okay. So here, this to control this flood, usually the hydraulic structures are constructed like dam, barrages, weirs were constructed. So to design this type of hydraulic structures, it required peak flood magnitude. Peak flood magnitude is required, means QP. In the hydrograph, the maximum discharge, that QP is required. Okay, so main aim of this lecture is to estimate this QP. Okay, the main aim of this chapter is to estimate this QP. There are different methods to estimate this peak flood. One is rational method, empirical method, unit hydrograph method, flood frequency method. Unit hydrograph method already we discussed in the last class, that we discussed in the unit hydrograph method, and today class will discuss this rational method. Okay, in the next class we'll discuss this empirical and flood frequency studies. So what is this rational method? This rational method usually it is used for small catchments. Okay, and this rational method, in general equation of this method is QP, that is peak flood, is equal to CIA, where C is the runoff coefficient, I is the average rainfall intensity, A is the drainage area. Okay, so this is the general formula, but it uses like CFS, that is Qsec. Qsec means feet cube per second. This is inch per hour. This is in acre. Okay, these are the units. So usually these units we don't use. The commonly used units are kilometer square. Here it is mm per hour or mm per minute, and here CFS is here meter cube per second or cubic. Okay, so if we convert this equation into commonly used units, then it will be 1 by 3.6 into C into I. Okay, I in suffix TCP into A. C is the same runoff coefficient. Okay, it is just okay. This runoff coefficient is just ratio. Okay, it doesn't matter with this unit conversion. And this I is the average rainfall intensity in mm per hour for a duration equal to Tc and an exceedance probability of P. A is the drainage area in square kilometer, and the Q, it will give the Q in cubic meter cube per second. Okay, if you see this plot, it says that the rainfall magnitude is equal to convert into runoff magnitude. Okay, and this peak magnitude is Ci. Ci, if you multiply the area, then it will give you the volume. Okay, and this the rainfall. If you multiply this, here it is rainfall rate or runoff rate. So if you multiply runoff or rainfall with time, it will give the volume. or depth, rainfall depth or runoff volume. Runoff volume we divide with the area, cross-sectional area. It is same as that runoff depth, runoff depth or rainfall depth. So this, if this is the hydrograph, runoff hydrograph, then this portion is equal to, this is the recession curve. Okay, so this portion is nothing but this portion. Okay, so it is just a conceptual analysis of this rainfall or runoff relationship. This is the conceptual analysis. And this is TC. TC is usually taken as this time of peak. Is taken as time of peak. Time of concentration is time of peak. Okay, so here there is two. One area that that is we can if for a specific water set, that area is fixed. Okay, so here problem is to estimate this runoff, okay, coefficient, and this I, that is average rainfall intensity or duration equal to TC and exceedance probability. So this term first we should know. What is this C? C is runoff coefficient. It is the ratio of runoff depth to the total precipitation depth. For non-homogeneous area means if the land is total watershed is covered with different types of, if the total watershed is covered with different types of land like forest land, farmland, urban land. So different land will have different runoff depth. So if there is a different runoff depth, then we can take this area weightage method. C1A1 plus C2A2 plus C3A3 divided by total area. Okay. C is the runoff of each runoff coefficient of each type of land cover, and area A is the area of the each land cover. Okay. So depending upon the different type of area, urban area, agriculture area, different type of okay, land use, the value of C is different. It is mentioned in this table. And depending upon the soil type and the use of that land, whether it is forest or farmland, and the different type of soil type, the C value is different. Okay, so this is about runoff coefficient. Next, before going to determine the I, that is average rainfall intensity, first we should know this time of concentration. What is this time of concentration? Time of concentration is nothing but the time required for runoff to travel from most hydraulically distant part of watershed to the outlet. The most distant part, this is the most distant part from of this basin to for this outlet. In the distance is here is maximum. Okay, if we take all the points, this point it is here, the distance is maximum. So the time taken by the runoff to reach from this point to this point is called time of concentration. Okay, the time travel of this runoff from the most hydraulically distant part of the watershed to the outlet is called time of concentration. Okay, so there are actually two methods to determine this time of concentration. First one is US practice. Okay, let's discuss about this US practice. That is TC is nothing but it is TP, that is time of peak. It is taken as same as that time of peak, and which is equal to CT into L into LCA to the power 0.3. I think this equation already discussed in the last class, that is TP, time of peak, in the synthetic unity hydrograph method. In the synthetic unity hydrograph method, we discussed this TP. So here in US practice, the TC is taken as same as this TP, which is CT into L into LCA to the power 0.3, where L is the length of this water course, okay, along the alignment, here this length, okay, and the LCA is the distance along the from the outlet to this centroid point. Let this the central point, the point here in the river, the point which is near to this centroid of the basin. Okay, from this point to this point along the alignment of the river, okay, that length is taken as LCA. So these things we discussed in the last class, and CT is the regional constant representing the watershed slope and storage effect. Okay, another method, let this time of concentration by this Kirpis method. In 940 it is widely used. This method is also widely used. It is empirical equations, and the TC is nothing but is 0.01947 L to the power 0.77 S to the power 0.385. Or this can be also expressed, it is just a simplifying of this equation. It is 0.01947 K1 to the power 0.77, where K1 is square root of LQ by delta H. So here the L is the maximum length of the water travel and S is the slope of the catchment, and this is delta S by divided by L. What is delta H? Delta H is the difference in elevation between the most remote point on the catchment and the outlet. This is the easiest way to determine the time of concentration. Okay, if you know this L and delta H value, we can determine this TC. Next is rainfall intensity. What is rainfall intensity? Average rainfall intensity for a duration equal to TC and an exceedance probability of P. This I is K into T to the power X divided by TC plus A to the power N. This is the empirical equation. Okay, K, X, N, these are the coefficients specific to one water set. Usually this rainfall intensity is determined from this duration period. Rainfall intensity, duration, intensity, return period, duration period plot. This is the plot that is called intensity, duration, intensity, return period, duration plot. If we have the rainfall for longer duration, we can plot this graph. For various return period, maximum intensity of rainfall, for different duration of rainfall, if it is available, then easily, directly, we can determine the I value. This I value is nothing but this maximum intensity. If we know the return period, let we are going to construct a earthen dam. Okay, its return period is 25 to 50. For that, if we select 30-year return period, for 30-year return period, and for this duration of rainfall, intensity of duration of rainfall we select, then we can determine the I value. Okay, so here in this table, the return period of various structure is given. Diversion dam, it is 50 to 100, like barrage dams. Earthen dam, it is 25 to 50. Stock water dams, small permanent masonry, it is 10 to 15. Okay, for different type of structure, the return period is different. So if you know the return period, this T is nothing but return period, for various return period and the duration of this rainfall, duration of rainfall, we can determine the maximum intensity from this plot. This equation is not required. If we do not have this plot, then equation is required. So this K, A, X, N, these are the coefficient which are specific to one water set. For different type, different water set, it is fixed. Different authors, different scientists have been giving this values of this coefficients. Okay. Next is assumption of this method, this rational method. The watershed area must be less than 200 acre. The method is applicable if TC is less than TP, less than equal to TP. Calculate the runoffs directly proportional to the rainfall intensity. Rainfall intensity is uniform throughout the duration of the storm. The frequency occurrence of repeat discharge is the same as the frequency of rainfall producing that event. Mean frequency analysis same, we have considered rainfall and the peak discharge. Okay, that will consider same. Rainfall intensity is uniform throughout the duration of the storm. Okay. So here we have to assume that TC is less than equal to TP. If we consider TC is more than equal to PT, then we cannot use this formula. And if for large water set, if it's more than 200 acre, we cannot use this method. That's the rational method. Okay, let's solve this problem. In this problem, an urban catchment, an area is 85 hectare, the slope of the catchment is 0.006 and the maximum length of the travel of the water is 950 meter. The maximum depth of the rainfall is 24, with the 25 return period is given. But different duration, depth of rainfall is given. If there is 5 minutes of rainfall, then depth of rainfall is this. If there is 20 minutes of duration, depth of rainfall is 40. Like this, if it is given. If a culvert for drainage at the outlet of this area is to be designed, for a return period of 25 years, estimate the required peak flow rate by assuming the runoff coefficient 0.3. So here C is given, area is given. Only we have to determine the I. Okay. So for I, that formula we have to use, or that here you see our area is given, slope of catchment S is given, maximum length L is given. So if you use the Kirpi-Sequel formula, which is 0.01947 into L to the power 0.77 into S to the power 0.385, it is actually minus 0.385, okay, which is 27.4 minutes. So by interpolation, okay, if this is the time of concentration 27.4 minutes, that means for 27.4 minutes the rainfall is occurring. Okay. So for duration is given, for different duration depth is given. For 27.4 minutes it will be in between 20 to 30. So if you use this interpolation method, we can determine the depth of rainfall, which will be in between this 40 and 50. So by interpolation we calculate it will be 47.4 mm. So average intensity will be, intensity is the depth per duration. So depth is 47.4 mm and duration is 27.4. So here the TC is considered that the time of rainfall, means for that TC the rainfall is occurring. Okay, that is the main objective, that is the main assumption of this rational method. So it is 103.8 mm per hour. Okay, it is in minutes, so it should be multiplied by 60, so it will give you 103.8 mm per hour. So now I we got, then QP we can determine CP into I divided by into A divided by 3.6, it will give you 7.35 meter cube per second. Okay, coming to the next problem. Here the runoff coefficient for different area, for different land use, it is given. Okay, for different area runoff coefficient is given. The maximum length means the area is not homogeneous, it is non-homogeneous. So the C is calculated, C1 plus A1 plus C2 plus A2 plus C3 plus into A3 divided by total area, A1 plus A2 plus A3. The maximum length of travel of the water in the watershed is given 3000, means L is given. The elevation difference between the highest and outlet points is given 25. The delta H is given, L is given. The maximum intensity duration frequency relationship of the watershed is given by this equation. Okay, yeah, is intensity, T is the duration, D is the duration, T is the return period. Estimate 25-year peak runoff from the watershed and the 25-year peak runoff if the forest cover has decreased to 50 hectare and cultivated land has encroached upon the pasture and the forest land to have a total coverage of 450. Means cultivated land is increased and this forest cover decreased in the second bit. Okay, in the first case, first we have to determine the 25-year peak runoff from the watershed. Okay, so T is 25. In this equation, if we put T is 25 and D is nothing but it is TC. D is nothing but TC. Here the C is determined using this area weightage method. C1 A1 plus C2 A2 plus C3 A3 divided by A1 plus A2 plus A3. This is C1, C2, C3, A1, A2, A3. So here C is 0.181. So time of concentration, if we apply the Kirchhoff's formula, then it is 0.01947 K1 to the power 0.77, or K1 is to square root of LQ by delta H. So L is given 3000, delta H is given 25. So we can determine K1 and we can determine TC. So once we determine this TC, which is here 0.975 hour, okay, the TC is nothing but that D. Okay, that I shown that it is nothing but TC. T is nothing but TC. So if we put this TC value, T is 25, and here okay, these two value if we put, then we can determine the I value, average intensity, which is 71.23 mm per hour. So now the QP, the peak discharge, can be determined as 1 by 3.6 into C into I into A. C is here, that is 0.181. I is given is calculated here 71.23 mm per hour, and A is nothing but this. Okay, area is given total area to 500. Okay, we have to convert it is in hectare. It is given. We have to convert it into square kilometer. Okay, we convert it into meter square. We have to convert it into meter square. It will give you the 64.46 cubic meter per second. The second bit, it is saying that this, in the second bit, it is saying that cultivated land, first forest cover is decreased to 50 hectare. Forest land, this land is decreased to 50 hectare. Cultivated land has encroached upon the pasture and the forest land to have a total coverage of 450. Cultivated land is 450. Okay, so now again in second bit you can determine the 0.1 C1 into 50, that is the forest land, and 450 into 0.3 is 450 is the upon the pasture and forest land both to have a total coverage 450, and cultivated land is here forest cover is decreased to 50. Okay, this is becomes 50, and this cultivated land including this pasture land, including this, it becomes 450. Okay, so that it is 250, so there is a reduction of 200, so that 200 is here. Okay, so it is saying that it is 450. It was 250 before, now it is 450. So for 450 area, the C2 is 0.3 for cultivated land, and for first land 0.1 is 250. So divided by total area, it will give you the 0.2. It is the runoff coefficient. I already have determined that is 71.23 mm per hour. A is 500 hectare, which is 5 square kilometer. So if you put QP in this equation, QP will get 99.7 meter cube per second. Okay, 99.7 meter cube per second. This, okay, this is just repeated. Okay, thank you so much.